Zombies never go out of style. In 2025 and 2026, the genre continues to evolve, from grounded survival sandboxes and squad-based shooters to tense cinematic horror built for headphones and late nights. Today, we'll move through 10 standout zombie titles worth your attention. Each segment covers what the game is, what it does differently, and why it's worth your time. Let's begin. Blight Survival. A rare setting for the genre, a medieval co-op zombie horror built on Unreal Engine 5. You don't have assault rifles here. You have mail armor, crossbows, blades, torches, and mud up to your knees. Combat is weighty and positional. Narrow corridors and monasteries and crypts turn every encounter into a risk. In a squad, you'll stack roles: light, ranged, shield, utility, and learn to manage visibility, noise, and stamina to survive. It looks striking, it feels threatening, and the environmental storytelling sells the plague-ridden world. If you're tired of modern-day survival kits, this is a fresh, grounded alternative. Directive 8020, a spacebound survival thriller where trust is the scarce resource. The danger isn't only what's outside the ship, it's the uncertainty inside the crew. The tone leans into paranoia. Who is infected, who is lying, and how much time you have left to make the right call. Expect slower pacing, branching choices, and the kind of scenes where a conversation is more stressful than a firefight. This belongs on your list if you want to mix pure zombie action with a more psychological, narrative-driven horror experience. ILL, a cinematic body horror shooter with a claustrophobic tone. It's not an open world, it's a guided nightmare. You'll navigate tight interiors, experience grotesque enemy transformations, and use firearms that feel dangerous and physical. Expect limb damage, heavy recoil, and a constant sense that the situation is getting worse even when you're winning. It's made for headset horror. Footsteps behind you in a dark corridor, a sudden crash in the next room, and the kind of set pieces that make audiences lean closer to the screen. If you want a first-person horror showcase, this has the intensity you need. Project Zomboid. Build 42 and beyond. An isometric survival simulator that treats the apocalypse like a long emergency rather than a short action scene. Project Zomboid has earned a devoted following because everything matters. Weight, temperature, exertion, line of sight, short-term injuries, long-term hygiene, food variety, and sleep. Build 42 pushes crafting, tech trees, and late-game sustainability even further. It's less about running and gunning and more about routines, risk assessment, and creating a life that can survive through winter. If you want to produce a narrative series with day counters, resource graphs, and base tours, Zomboid is unmatched. Into the Dead. Our Darkest Days. A side-scrolling survival experience set in 1980s Texas. You manage a small group of civilians moving from safe house to safe house, scavenging for food, water, medicine, and tools, while protecting the team's mental health under constant pressure. Choices are ugly. Someone may need to be left behind. Resources might not stretch to everyone, and taking a risk at the wrong time can end a run. The focus here is human cost. It's about making it to morning, not dominating the night. If you like episodes built around moral decisions and post-mission debriefs, this one delivers. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, a cooperative shooter that aims to be loud, stylish, and fun. It's built around vehicular mayhem, over-the-top tools, and an 80s action horror vibe that doesn't take itself too seriously. The point is simple: gather your squad, tune the loadouts, and plow through massive hordes with vehicles, explosives, and classic crowd control weapons. This is the game you play when you want energy and momentum. Quick sessions, clear objectives, and set pieces built for laughs and cheers. Killing Floor 3. High-intensity wave survival with modern production values. This series has always excelled at spectacle. Thick sound design, hard-hitting weapons, and enemy waves that escalate from manageable to terrifying in minutes. The third installment doubles down on class synergy, weapon customization, and boss fights built to stress your group's coordination. The loop is simple: hold ground, spend smart, adapt, but mastery is difficult. It's ideal if you want fast-cut highlight reels, last-second revives, desperate retreats, and the thrill of taking down a boss on your final magazine. No more room in hell 2. This is cooperative survival horror with teeth. 1 life per run. When you die, you're out. The objective is not to flex with perfect aim. It's to think, communicate, and survive as a team. Massive maps force you to split up, scavenge under pressure, and regroup for extraction with limited ammunition and dwindling supplies. What makes it special is the pacing. Slow, dreadful, and systemic. You are not a superhero. You are a person with a flashlight, a half-empty magazine, and a plan that may fall apart any second. If you want a game that punishes sloppy calls and rewards discipline, Put this at the top of your list. Retrieval. Science fiction survival horror with a zombie-like threat and a focus on atmosphere. The setup is a remote facility, a small team, and an awakening problem nobody fully understands. The art direction is clean, cold, and industrial, setting up long, quiet stretches where the environment does half the storytelling. You'll find logs, broken machinery, and spaces that look recently abandoned for reasons you'd rather not confirm. Retrieval shines when you let it breathe. Slow exploration, close listening, and then a sharp, violent spike when something finally finds you. State of Decay 3. State of Decay has always been about people first, zombies second. The third entry pushes that philosophy further with richer base building, heavier animation and combat feedback, and stronger narrative framing for your community's day-to-day struggles. Permadeath returns, so every scavenging trip matters. You'll choose who to rescue, who to risk, and which resources justify night runs into hostile territory. The magic is in the emergent stories, the improvised heroics, the hard losses, and the sense that your outpost is one bad decision away from collapse. If you want long-form, episode-worthy gameplay for your channel, this is a reliable generator of drama. What these games cover. Across these 10 titles, you get a complete picture of modern zombie design. You have grounded, punishing teamwork in No More Room in Hell 2, long-form community storytelling in State of Decay 3, explosive wave-based action in Killing Floor 3, a rare, physical medieval spin in Blight, survival, human-centric scroller survival in Our Darkest Days, tight, grotesque body horror in ILL, sci-fi dread with retrieval, joyful co-op chaos in Toxic Commando, deep simulation in Project Zomboid's Next Era, and paranoia-driven thriller beats in Directive 8020. Together, they cover the full arc from hardcore systems to cinematic fear. How to choose. If you want unforgiving co-op where planning and comms decide everything, start with No More Room in Hell 2. If you enjoy multi-episode storytelling with permanent consequences, State of Decay 3 belongs in your queue. If your group thrives on high-skill action and boss rushes, Killing Floor 3 is the call. If a new setting matters most, Blight Survival is your fresh look. If you need a survival narrative that respects quiet beats and human cost, Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days is the right tone. If you aim to record short, intense horror sessions, ILL is the perfect showcase. If you prefer sci-fi tension and environmental narrative, plan a run of Retrieval. If the goal is pure, cooperative fun with vehicles and big set pieces, choose Toxic Commando. If you want the deepest survival sandbox for long campaigns, Project Zomboid is your platform. If you like branching narrative with a creeping sense of doubt, keep Directive 8020 on your radar. From harsh survival to cinematic horror, these 10 titles define where the genre is headed. Thanks for watching, take care out there, and save your last magazine.